Christina here. Welcome to day 22 of the holiday card series for 2017. Today I'm going to be using the Christmas Mugs stamp set from Pink and Main. I saw a friend of mine coloring images from this stamp set while I was at a crafting retreat a couple months ago and fell in love with the images. They're just so cute. I'm going to be coloring the images with Copic markers today, and because of that, I'm going to use a Copic-friendly stamping ink. This is Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink, and I'm stamping using a Misty stamp positioning tool because I'm going to be stamping this multiple times so that I have a nice solid black line for all of these images. The cardstock I'm using for this is also a Copic-friendly cardstock. It's my favorite cardstock to use for Copic coloring, and it is Neenah Solar White 80 pound. And this is actually Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. And I just keep a stack of this in my craft area already pre-cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's super easy just to grab a sheet of this and stamp some images. So like I said, I'm going to be using some Copic markers to color all of these images. I actually stamped a 4th mug, but I ended up not using it, so you'll see me leave one blank. But I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video and turn on some music.
That time of year has come around again. Good on some but hard on others. Be kind and take care of each other. Not everyone has got a friend tonight.
It's the time of jingling bells and twinkling lights.
The time of buying everything in sight.
In the scurry of the lovers holding hands.
You're lucky if you have a friend tonight. While the ghost of Christmas present is in every tender heart, the ghost of Christmas past keep too many still apart. Since the ghost of Christmas coming is for none of us unsure, for the ghost of Christmas present we open up our door.
That time of year has come and gone again.
It was good on some, but hard on others. Be kind and take care of each other. Not everyone has got a friend tonight. While the ghost of Christmas present is in every tender heart, the ghost of Christmas past keep too many still apart. Since the ghost of Christmas coming is for none of us unsure, for the ghost of Christmas present we open up our door. For the ghost of Christmas present we open up our
now that all of the coloring is done, I'm going to very carefully cut out the mugs and little candy cane and peppermint candy that I've colored. For the interior areas on the mugs by the handle, I'm using a craft knife to cut those out really, really carefully. You just want to go slowly and not try to go too quick when it comes to this so that you don't accidentally cut through areas where you don't need it or accidentally injure yourself. So I'm cutting up right up to that black line of the stamped image. And then to make it look really perfectly finished, like I've cut it out just so, I'm using a black brush tip marker and painting the white edges of the images. And this makes it look like I cut it out perfectly and I don't have any white gaps showing. So now I'm going to take my card base here. I'm now using the 110-pound version of the same cardstock I used for the coloring. So this is a Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, and I just folded that, or scored and folded that at 5.5 to create a side folding card. Now I'm taking some white Post-it tape and I'm going to mask off 3 different rectangle areas to go behind the three mugs. So in order to get the spacing just right, I masked off the top and bottom areas, and then I brought in just this red piece of scratch cardstock I had hanging around. I kind of roughly cut it to about the size I wanted, and then used that as a guide for how wide I needed each section to be masked off. So I started with the center because I wanted to make sure that these rectangles were completely centered in the front of this card. And then I'm going to use some different distress inks. This first color is Crushed Olive. And I used this a few days back in the holiday card series and mentioned that it's kind of one of my most favorite underrated distress ink colors. I'm still sort of obsessed with it because it's green, but yet it sort of has a golden yellow tone to it. I think it's really, really cool. So for this other box, I'm going to be using Candied Apple. This is a nice warm red color. And I ended up kind of penciling the top and bottom on the side of this rectangle so I got my Post-it tape on there completely straight. Now blending on that Candied Apple. And then I'm going to bring in Forest Moss. So I used basically 2 different green shades for all the coloring, and now I'm using 2 green shades for the backdrops for these rectangular areas as well. The greens don't match perfectly, but they're close enough that it looks really nice. So I'm removing all of the Post-it tape, and I love seeing those sharp, clean edges on all of these rectangles. I think it's going to look really, really neat with the 3 images on top. And in fact, you could do this same kind of backdrop technique with critter images or just about anything. This just happens to be with some Christmas mugs. So I used foam tape to adhere all the images down onto my card front, and there wasn't really space for a greeting, so I decided to stamp the Warm Wishes greeting from the stamp set on the inside of the card. I generally leave the inside of my cards blank because that's where I like to write a message to the recipient, but in this case I really did want to use that greeting from the stamp set. So I used a clear sparkle pen from Spectrum Noir to add some shimmer and sparkles to different areas on the images. And then I took my scissors and cut a little notch in the fold of the card. I'm going to thread through some red and white baker's twine and then tie that underneath off to the right-hand side of my card here. And I wanted it to sort of have the bow be right at that intersection of the 2 different green colors. So I'm snipping off the ends of that twine or that baker's twine, and then that finishes the card for today. I love that it's so super festive. It's got traditional colors of red and green and different tones of each, and I really love how it turned out. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you on Friday for day 23 of the holiday card series. This card series is just speeding by super fast. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and it doesn't mean the end of my card making. I'll still have more videos throughout the year. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.